Hello, friends. Hope you're doing well. I am here to do some tarot readings for the signs that are most affected by the upcoming full moon in Scorpio on May 12th, 2025. So, welcome. I'm glad you're here watching me. Thank you so much for your support and for your listening ears. And I hope that I will have something good to say to you. So, Scorpio, this message is for you. Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising. I'm asking my spirit. I'm asking Hecate. What does Scorpio need to hear today? What does Scorpio need to know? I'm going to try not to tippy tap my cards on the table and make a lot of noise. What does Scorpio most need to know? The universe jumped out as I was shuffling. This is the World card in the Way Home Tarot, and it's about ending a cycle and starting a new one. It's the threshold. It's the doorway. It's about closing a chapter in your life. I'm not a Scorpio, but that definitely resonates for me. Yeah. I don't know about y'all, but as this Scorpio full moon approaches, I am working with some deep grief. And also in celebration of something that has ended that has weighed on my soul for a long time. But also grieving a loss that happened a long time ago and that I never really had the space to process up till now. So, yeah, so I'm showing up here today, coffee stains and all, to talk it out with you guys, I suppose. So, welcome here. Let's get into it. All right. This message starts with the Hermit. So this is a message about taking some time, maybe taking some time to heal, taking some time out to rest and to get enlightened. So welcome to your hermitude, Scorpio. If you've been feeling that at all whatsoever, this sense of needing to light the path ahead, for example. In the traditional tarot, the hermit carries a lantern, and inside the lantern is a bright light. Inside the lantern is a bright light that resembles the light of another card, the star, the bright light of healing, lighting the way forward, even as you have withdrawn from situations that either were not good for you, or maybe it's a situation that nurtured you, that you withdrew for whatever reason. Anyway, this reading is about that sense of withdrawal. It starts with Eight of Wands in the position of the past, or the root of the issue, the situation. The Eight of Wands in the Way Home deck shows a lightning bolt striking all of these wands, and it implies that it's something that happened really fast. Lots of messages and everything happened really fast, and maybe you didn't even really get a chance to process it up till now. And what that Scorpio full moon will do for us is to give us space to process that deepest down stuff in our lives. In the center of the reading, representing the present, perhaps representing the outcome of that Eight of Wands, of that hasty maneuver, whatever it was. Daughter of Cups, also known as the Page of Cups. So there's an offer of love. There's a sincerity there. And also perhaps an emotional situation that has yet to mature, has yet to fully grow into what it is meant to become. There's an innocence to it. Like whatever happened, you were, even if your mind was not in the best place, your heart was. So, the outcome, the third card. Ooh! It's the devil, y'all. It's the devil, y'all. Okay, the devil is the dark side of the lovers, all right? The lovers is the 6 card, and the devil is the 15 card. Add up 1 and 5, what do you get? 6. In this deck, the imagery is changed, although in my mind, even though the image is much different, it's still very true to the original imagery of the devil card. The devil represents linking yourself, tying yourself, chaining yourself to something toxic. I know that personally I've done that. I did that. Following a path and feeling stuck to that path, feeling bound by a decision or a promise that you made in the past. Feeling like maybe you're feeling like it's time to unchain yourself from the devil's grasp. In the traditional tarot, the devil, it's not horses. It's a human-esque figure of a devil, horns and all. And there's 2 human beings on either side in kind of a worship posture. It's reminiscent of the lovers. It's reminiscent of the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the earthly spiritual authority. The lovers, there's an angelic presence bringing 2 people together. In the devil, there is a demonic looking presence that binds 2 people together. So this card showing up in the future position or the advice position tells me, Scorpio, that maybe there is a situation that you have bound yourself to, that it's time to really look at that situation and maybe release toxicity that's in your life during this, whatever's coming up around this full moon is maybe calling for release. It's maybe saying you are more free than you think you are. In the traditional tarot, the devil, there's these 2 people and they have rings around their necks and chains that attach them to a big rock or a boulder within the devil's cave, and the devil sits over them, like lording over them, like none shall pass, none shall gain release. But in reality, the chains are large enough that they could slip them off and skedaddle out of the devil's cave if they so chose. So it's about a choosing. It's about choosing. It's about understanding that you do have a choice in the matter, even if it doesn't seem like it right now, Scorpio. All right. So let's draw some clarifiers. I feel like we need a little bit more information, and I want to clarify for you, Scorpio, a little bit more about what I'm seeing in the cards and what this Hermit period is about for you. Okay. Clarifying the Hermit is the 8 of Swords. The 8 of Swords. Okay. Isn't this something? If you know the traditional tarot, it's about someone who is bound and blindfolded and trapped in these 8 swords. So there's a sense of being trapped. In this tarot, oh my gosh, look, it's a lightning bug on its back, wiggling its feet, trying to right itself, still shining that light, still shining that hermit's lantern, lighting the way. So there's a sense of coming out of something that you feel trapped in. There's a sense of finding the answers within you. There's a sense of going deep. There's a sense of a recognition of yourself. You're all bound up in something, Scorpio. I can see it. You're all effed up in there about something. That much is clear. The Eight of Wands in the past. We're seeing two eights here now. The Eight of Wands and the Eight of Swords. Oh my gosh, and the Eight of Cups. Clarifying the Eight of Wands in the past. The Eight of Wands is about speed. It's about haste. It's about lots of communication happening. Lots of things happening at once. The Eight of Cups is about walking away. Maybe you walked away in haste. Maybe this reading is for me. I'm not a Scorpio. If you're out there and you're a Scorpio, just let me know if that resonates for you. Because I don't want to put my reading out there. All this does really seem like it could be mine. But I asked my spirit guides for a message for you, so I'm going to trust that this is resonating for you too. Yes. Might be a situation that you walked away from in haste because the cups were empty. There was either there was nothing left for you or there seemed nothing left for you. And you took off to pursue wish fulfillment. Now let's see where you got to with that. The star. The star. The star. 17, which is another 8. If you break it down, 1 plus 7 is 8. Yeah. So, even if you didn't find what you were looking for, you found a freedom. You found a source of healing. Maybe you found yourself. Maybe you found that light inside of you, that guiding light that'll take you to the next step. The star clarifies the Daughter of Cups. The star clarifies and says that the next offer of love that you make, or an offer of love that you may receive in the future, will come from a more authentic place. It will come from a more healed place. I'm seeing that in your past, you may not have been coming from such a healed place. You may have come from a place of impatience. But, and whatever you did got you bound up with the devil. That was the result, right? So not that much fun. But remember, the overarching energy of this is you are starting a new cycle, and you do have the star. You do have the star. The star showed up right underneath the hermit, right? And the hermit has the star in the lantern. The hermit's carrying the star in the lantern, and I think that you too are carrying a guiding light now within you. So no matter what is going on in your life and how potentially torn up inside you are feeling about that, no matter how bound you are feeling to your current circumstances, you do have that light of healing within you, and it cannot be put out. You can never put out a star. You can put out a candle, but you can't put out a star. It's just not within our reach to do so. So whether that star is within you, in your mind, in your heart, in your belly, it's there. It's there, and it's beckoning you forward. It's beckoning forward a very innocent part of you, a very sincere offer from your heart, a very sincere experience of your emotions. All right. And then clarifying the devil, I got another daughter. There's a lot of pairs showing up. There's a lot of pairs and sets. We've got 3 8s, 4 8s if you count the star, 17, and 2 daughters. The Daughter of Wands shows up clarifying the devil. Interesting. So maybe the way that you get out of the devil's cave, the way you get out of following this toxicity, is by following your own inner spark, your own fireworks, your own innocence, your own impulses. Maybe this is about learning to trust your impulses again. Not with the big things, but with the explorations. Yeah? Don't let your inner child make the big decisions for you, but let them guide your explorations into new territories. Let the curiosity take hold and be open to communications and messages of healing like this one. Messages of release from your own the toxic thought processes or emotional processes that might be coming up for you now during this full moon time in Scorpio. Scorpio does tend to dredge up the deepest, gnarliest stuff. Ah, yes, indeed. Let's draw one more round of clarifiers, and then I will bring this reading to a close and bid you a very peaceful and very fruitful full moon experience, Scorpio. Six of Swords. Six of Swords. Okay. The Hermit, the Eight of Swords, and the Six of Swords. Together, that shows a process of going within to the places that you feel trapped and allowing yourself to have some release. The Six of Swords is about moving on. Going from turbulent waters to calmer waters. Because the turbulence is just overwhelming, isn't it? I sure do get that. The Six of Swords also goes with the 15, the 1-5, the 6 of the Devil. So this could be also moving on from the toxicity that maybe you've been attached to. Yeah, that's the thing about this full moon in Scorpio, is that you will go deep. You may go deep, and you may go deep into the past. And this is about really healing on the root level. Okay, so those things that are toxic in your life, you can pull them out by the roots now if you want to. If you make the choice to. Okay, it's really not much to do about wanting sometimes, but if you make the choice to move on, then the skies are supporting you in doing that. The Scorpio energy is about transformation and transmutation. And if you're a Scorpio, do I really have to tell you that? Probably not. But but I do want you to know that that deep level moving on, cutting the toxic ties, is very possible. Clarifying the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Cups is the 10 of Pentacles. You may have thought you had it all in the past. Maybe you did have it all. I really think this might be my reading. So Scorpios, let me know. Maybe I'm a Scorpio today. The full moon really does strongly touch my natal moon. So maybe this is about my story. But it looks like you very quickly, maybe rashly, maybe impulsively made a decision to move on from something that really was valuable. It really was sustaining you. And you've been healing. You've been healing after that. You've been healing. Whatever mistakes were made, you've been healing them. So the nature of this healing, the nature of your present, the nature of the net outcome of this is your sincerity, the Daughter of Cups, your healing process, the Star, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, your fears. And then also the Three of Cups, the Three of Cups. So you're opening up to maybe not the same kind of deep love, maybe not the same kind of deep experience that you walked away from, whether it's in the recent past or the long ago past. But your healing involves sharing and being with other people and celebrating and opening yourself up to connection once more. But in a more friendly way. In a more friendly way. Not in that deeply connected way, but in a more innocent, hopeful, friendly way. And I don't know about you, but for me, that's all I can really handle right now. So that really works. That really works. I hope it works for you too. And finally, in the future position, which is also the advice position, the future position, also the advice from the tarot. Appearing with the devil and the Daughter of Wands, also known as the Page of Wands, is the Father of Wands. Okay? So this can be about a maturing process. You start as a impulsive, maybe immature, possibly even selfish energy. And through maturing into somebody who is more in charge, more in control, has more wisdom about their own ability, their own power, their own charisma, and the effect that that has. So I can see that you've been bound up in something toxic, but through that process, and maybe through the process of engaging with the star energy, the healing, the hope, you have come to a new place where you've gone from the daughter, the most I don't want to say daughters are immature, but it's the page. It's the youngest. It's the most childlike energy of the tarot, of the people in the tarot, and you've matured into a Father of Wands, someone who is more in control, who more responsibly wields power and authority, and yes, charisma too. So I'll close out this reading by checking the bottom of the deck. The Fool. The Fool. There's a new beginning here, Scorpio. There's a new beginning. There's a leap of faith. Good God, I think. What is this on my head? Oh shit, man. Okay. Okay, Scorpio. Dead. It is a fucking tick. God damn it. I've been outside a lot, y'all, and I just found a tick on my hairline. So if that isn't a way to end this freaking reading, my original astrology teacher told me there are no coincidences. And if something comes up during the reading, like a bell rings or an ambulance drives by, that becomes part of the reading. I just found a yucky bloodsucker on my head. So maybe that is a signal for all of us to clear our head and remove the parasites. Get back in the game. Love to you all, Scorpio. Have a beautiful full moon. Embrace the healing. Leave me a comment. I love to read your comments. Let me know if this reading resonated for you. Or not. I'm happy to hear that too. I'm not attached. Thank you again. Have a lovely full moon. I love you all. Goodbye.